In a world of privilege and wealth, Taylor's life was anything but charmed. Born into opulence, he endured the relentless pressure of his father, who stifled his every desire and tightened the purse strings at every turn. But Taylor was determined to prove himself. Little did he know that a daring move would set the stage for a life-altering adventure. Taylor Fitzgerald grew up in a world most would envy, a world of opulence and extravagance. Born into a millionaire family, his life was swathed in luxury from the moment he took his first breath. His father, Albert Fitzgerald, was a formidable businessman, renowned for his ruthless tactics and relentless pursuit of success. However, beneath the veneer of wealth and privilege lay a young man yearning for something more. From a tender age, Taylor's father imposed a rigid regime upon him. Every desire and whim were repressed, deemed unnecessary or extravagant. Even the slightest jests or innocent pranks were met with swift punishment. Albert, a stern figure, kept a watchful eye on his wife Carmen, ensuring she didn't spoil their son too much. Despite his family's wealth, Taylor attended an ordinary, modest school. His parents were determined that he, as the heir to their fortune, would receive no special treatment, unlike many other children of privilege. Taylor was the product of Albert's first marriage, a union that had ultimately crumbled. Carmen often felt that Albert's initial marriage had been purely a matter of convenience, since she lacked the immense wealth of his previous wife and was still making her mark in the world of business. Although Taylor loved Carmen deeply, he struggled to earn his own father's affection. His father rarely celebrated Taylor's accomplishments, always demanding more. Throughout his childhood, young Taylor sought recognition, striving for even the slightest hint of pride in his father's eyes. But his efforts proved futile, for Albert was never one to hold back criticism. Carmen, a silent observer of her son's fruitless endeavors, never intervened. She hoped that someday her husband would acknowledge their son's worth. When Taylor turned 25, he graduated from an elite university with honors. Yet, even as the years passed, Albert remained blind to his son's capabilities and knowledge. One day, after a long, impassioned conversation in which Taylor implored for a greater role in the family business, Albert finally decided to give his son a chance. For 5 months, Taylor assumed the role of director in one of the company's struggling subsidiaries. However, Taylor had no inkling of just how dire the situation there had become. Unbeknownst to him, this change would alter the course of his life forever. As Taylor arrived at the subsidiary in Texas, he quickly realized the depth of the problems he faced. Besides the monthly losses, the human resources department was grappling with high turnover rates. When employees resigned, the burden of their responsibilities fell on their remaining colleagues. Despite these daunting challenges, Taylor arrived at the new office with a radiant smile, a stack of files, and a suit impeccably tailored to his frame. He soon grasped the full extent of the issues and the daunting challenges ahead, but his determination to prove himself to his father prevailed. Before taking the helm, Taylor gathered the employees and laid out his mission and expectations for each team. He meticulously analyzed each employee's productivity and made it clear how they should contribute to the company's desired direction. His passion and leadership inspired some of the professionals he encountered, and they began to showcase their talents in the days that followed. Slowly but surely, Taylor's plans to rejuvenate the subsidiary began to materialize. In that office and city where he was a stranger, Taylor had only one loyal companion who brightened his days: Sophia. She was responsible for cleaning and knew the employees well. She was quiet and kind, and Taylor felt strangely at ease around her. He found himself more comfortable in her company than with anyone else. Sophia's calm and welcoming presence seemed to put him at ease, and he began to confide in her. Taylor learned that Sophia had started studying economics at a local community college but had to abandon her education due to unforeseen circumstances. Beyond that, he knew very little about her. One evening, after everyone had left and Taylor stayed late to review documents, respond to emails, and perform necessary calculations, he approached Sophia. "You know," he began, "you always listen to me and I'm grateful for that. I feel like I can trust you, but I don't know much about you. If you ever need help, just let me know." Sophia initially hesitated but eventually revealed that her mother had been ill for some time, requiring constant care. Surgery was the solution. They lacked the means to afford it. Taylor was intrigued and pressed for more information. Sophia was reluctant at first, but eventually shared her story. She explained how her mother's illness had forced her to leave college and take the first job she could find. The pay was decent, and the flexible hours allowed her to be with her mother when needed. Taylor was moved by Sophia's struggles and resilience. He pledged his support, assuring her that if she ever needed anything, she should not hesitate to reach out. He appreciated her role as a confidant and a good listener and wanted to reciprocate her kindness. Sophia was touched by Taylor's genuine concern. She had silently carried her burdens for so long that his offer of assistance warmed her heart. Their conversations deepened in the following days. While everyone else left the office at the end of the workday, Taylor often stayed late to review documents, answer emails, and crunch numbers to stay ahead of the game. Sophia, too, found it easier to work during these quiet hours without disturbing anyone. Their connection grew stronger, and they both felt a growing sense of attraction. However, they remained focused on their primary mission. When the day of the pivotal meeting arrived, Taylor and Sophia headed to the restaurant. Taylor wore his best suit and used a company grant to buy Sophia a stylish dress. They sat down with Mr. and Mrs. Olafsson and engaged in small talk. Mr. Olafsson was known in the business world for his ruthless decision-making, and Taylor knew that he had to tread carefully. But Sophia, in her role as his wife, managed to charm Mr. Olafsson. She drew his attention with her engaging conversation, and Taylor's confidence grew as he watched her work her magic. Sophia occasionally took Taylor's hand, adding authenticity to their act. Taylor began the business discussion shortly after they placed their orders, and to his relief, Mr. Olafsson seemed receptive to their proposals. As the dinner progressed, Mr. Olafsson even praised Sophia's wit and inquired about her role in the company. Sophia modestly downplayed her contributions and praised Taylor's leadership. In the end, Mr. Olafsson agreed to sign a cooperation treaty between the two companies. Taylor and Sophia were elated that they had successfully navigated the situation. What Taylor didn't anticipate was the surprise awaiting him. Taylor was on top of the world after successfully securing the cooperation of Mr. Olafsson, a seasoned businessman known for his stringent decisions. The dinner meeting had gone better than anyone could have expected, thanks in large part to Sophia's clever contributions as Taylor's forks wife. In the days following their triumph, Taylor couldn't help but feel a growing connection with Sophia. Their initial spark of mutual interest had now developed into a profound affection. However, neither of them had dared to take the first step towards romance, for their primary focus remained on the mission at hand. As Taylor resumed his role as the director of the subsidiary company, the atmosphere in the office remained incredibly positive. The financial indicators showed unprecedented success, and Taylor's once tense and anxious demeanor had transformed into one of confidence. While he no longer craved his father's recognition, he now harbored a new concern. Mr. Olafsson, a father of three who cherished his family, tended to trust other family-oriented business people. He believed that individuals who prioritized their families would also be motivated to excel in business. This insight had made him more receptive to Taylor's proposals during the dinner meeting. As the partnership between the two companies blossomed, Taylor pondered the next step, bringing Mr. Olafsson into the fold of the extended family by introducing him to Sophia as his wife. He knew it was a risky move that could either solidify the partnership or jeopardize everything. Taylor approached Sophia with his audacious plan. He explained that he needed her to play the role of his wife once more, this time in front of Mr. Olafsson, to maintain the illusion they had crafted during the dinner meeting. Sophia hesitated initially, but she ultimately agreed, knowing the success of the partnership was paramount to Taylor and his family's business. Together, they spent hours rehearsing their interactions and refining their fabricated marital history. As the day of the crucial meeting with Mr. Olafsson approached, the tension between Taylor and Sophia grew. They had successfully managed their charade during the dinner, but now the stakes were even higher. The entire future of the partnership depended on their performance. On the day of the meeting, Taylor and Sophia dressed their parts meticulously. Taylor donned his finest suit, and with financial support from the company, he bought Sophia an elegant dress. They arrived at the designated restaurant early, their hearts racing with anticipation. Seated across from Mr. and Mrs. Olafsson, they engaged in polite conversation while Taylor subtly directed the discussion towards business matters. Sophia, as the supportive wife, chimed in with insightful remarks, impressing Mr. Olafsson. His guarded demeanor began to thaw, and he started to see the value in their partnership. During dinner, Mr. Olafsson even complimented Sophia for her intelligence and her role in the business. Sophia modestly downplayed her involvement, attributing the success to Taylor's capable leadership. As the evening concluded, Mr. Olafsson agreed to the partnership without hesitation. Taylor and Sophia had successfully convinced him that they were not only business partners, but also a loving, committed couple. Their risky gamble had paid off, and the future looked promising. Yet Taylor and Sophia couldn't help but feel a different kind of tension building between them. One that had nothing to do with business and everything to do with the growing affection they shared. With the successful partnership secured and Mr. Alassan's approval, the pressure on Taylor had lessened considerably. The subsidiary company was flourishing, and Albert, Taylor's father, couldn't deny the impressive results any longer. For the first time in Taylor's life, it seemed that he had earned his father's respect. As the months passed, Sophia and Taylor continued to work closely together. Their camaraderie deepened, fueled by their shared secret of masquerading as husband and wife during business meetings. They found solace in each other's company, often staying late at the office, discussing not only work but also their personal dreams and aspirations. Despite the growing connection between them, neither Taylor nor Sophia had taken the bold step to acknowledge their feelings for each other. Both were apprehensive about complicating their professional relationship given the unorthodox beginning of their partnership. One evening, after a particularly productive day, Taylor decided it was time to address the elephant in the room. He suggested they go for a quiet dinner, away from the office and their roles as business associates. Sophia agreed, and they found themselves in a cozy restaurant with soft lighting, a perfect setting for a heart-to-heart conversation. As they savored their meals, Taylor couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for Sophia's unwavering support. "Sophia," Taylor began, his voice tinged with warmth, "I owe so much of our success to you. You've been my confidant, my partner in every sense of the word. I appreciate everything you've done." Sophia smiled and replied, "It's been an incredible journey, Taylor. I never expected our paths to cross like this, but I'm grateful for it." Taylor's heart raced as he continued, "Sophia, there's something I want to tell you. Something I should have said a long time ago." He paused, gathering his courage. "I've grown fond of you, not just as a colleague or friend, but as someone incredibly special." Sophia's eyes widened in surprise, and her cheeks flushed slightly. "Taylor, I feel the same way," she admitted, her voice soft and sincere. "But I was afraid to say anything, given our unique circumstances." Taylor reached across the table, taking Sophia's hand in his. "I understand those concerns, Sophia, but I believe we can navigate this together. We face challenges in our professional lives, and I have no doubt we can overcome this one as well." They shared a tender moment, their fingers intertwined, their eyes locked in a shared understanding. The truth of their feelings had been unveiled, and it was a relief for both of them to acknowledge what had been simmering beneath the surface. As the evening progressed, they discussed their future, both in business and in their personal lives. Their connection deepened, and they realized that their partnership wasn't just about a successful business arrangement. It was the foundation of something more profound, a budding romance that held the promise of a beautiful future together. Unbeknownst to them, their relationship would soon face its most significant test, one that would challenge their commitment and love for each other in unexpected ways. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and this other story that may be appearing on the screen will most likely move you as well. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.